Okay, another episode about fire starting. Now this method, I went into like 12 different ways you can start a fire in another episode. So check out my Eagle Eric YouTube channel. You'll see at least 12 methods there. There's a few others I didn't go into, but you know, prepping it, getting everything ready is important. Now, this piece here, okay, if you're out in the woods, you want to get the sapwood, okay, and that's the branches that are coming off of the side of the, this is pine, okay, and you see that redwood, that's saturated with sap, and that ignites very easily. So you're going to be looking for that, or you have to go to the center of the tree, to the plinth of the tree, where there is a concentration of sapwood also. But the base of your branches coming off the tree is where there's going to be a higher concentration of your sapwood. So if you're going to be starting a primitive fire like I'm going to do right here. Now, unfortunately, I'm doing this on a smartphone, so I only have one hand, but I'm going to do this with a fire striker. Okay, let me just stick that down low in there, and what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be cheating a bit here. I'm going to use cotton with 91% isopropyl alcohol. I'm going to soak this piece of cotton, and then I've got my flint strikers here. These are only about 75 cents a piece. Good sized flint strikers, and they'll last, each one will last for years. Like 75 cents. So I didn't figure out the math, but you're dealing with, you know, like 5 cents a year if you get it. But you have to have a steel, and certain types of steel will produce a better spark, and you're going to go with the thick side of the blade. You don't want to use your sharp side of your knife. This is a Bowie. It's my camp knife. I'm going to be striking against that surface there, that wide surface. And this knife is an 1/8 inch thick, so it's pretty potent knife. I even cut firewood with that Bowie knife over here. Okay, so let me just soak a piece of, you know, cotton ball. You get these, a whole big bag of these, lasts you probably a half a year if you were making a fire every day. And your alcohol is the best method I have found. Magnesium, you know, it produces a very hot flame. But let me just put this down right under that sapwood there. Okay, I'm going to have to put the phone down and to do this, because I need both hands to strike this. So let me, I'll be right back. Okay, and I've got it going already. I took I think 2 or 3 strikes. And it's right on that sapwood. So it's going to take, I can even see the sapwood boiling. Okay, so that's going to start your fire. That's the way to do it. A simple thing is what's called a ferro rod. You know, 75 cents, that'll last you for years. I got, let's see, 2, 4, 6, I got 8 of these for less than 10 bucks. But you have to, they put a coating on them, so you have to scratch them down. You could, you know, with your knife, whatever you're using, get that coating off of there before it starts to produce a good flame. Okay? So, you know, just primitive campfire method. And look at this fire already. 2 or 3 strikes with the ferro rod, cost 75 cents. So I'm going to throw some of this pine wood. The rest of that kindling, that's all pine wood. Okay, so I'm going to throw a few pieces of pine wood on there because I'm going to be cooking some cheeseburgers later. So just got to get this thing rolling here. This is all legally obtained pine wood from New Mexico. And okay, that'll be probably good enough for cooking up some cheeseburgers for me and my friend. You know, it's as simple as that. Be prepared. I think that, yeah, I guess my message is be prepared. You know, like there's natural disasters, hurricanes, things like that. And like down in Florida, I don't know, it was a few years back, I remember everyone had to evacuate out of their homes. And the government came in and stuck them in a football stadium. And, you know, and they put some cots down, the Army Corps of Engineers or whoever. And you know, all of a sudden, now you're sleeping. I'm coming, go. I gotta move back, this is getting too high. All of a sudden, you're sleeping like 6 feet away from complete strangers. You and your kids and stuff. So, you know, what I would prefer is just prepare to go camping somewhere. Who wants to be sleeping with like 10,000 people, complete strangers, in cots? So get prepared, you know, and there's three major things you need to prepare for. You gotta know how to make a fire. You gotta be in an area where there's woods, obviously, trees and stuff. And you're going to need your necessary tools, if it's a hatchet, what have you. You know, fire strikers. Gosh, I tell you, like this isopropyl alcohol, get the highest you can get, like the purity. This is 91%. This will ignite very easy. There's other ways, I went into it in my other episode, but they don't ignite on the first strike. First or second strike. I mean, it's really easy to ignite alcohol. You got to prepare to filter your water. So you want to also find a campsite that's near water. I mean, you don't have to be right on the water, but you know, within a reasonable distance where you can collect your water. And I went into water purification techniques. There's quite a few. You want to be able to purify your water. Certainly you could put a pot of water right on a fire like this and purify it. It'll kill all the pathogens and bacteria and protozoa and all the stuff that gives you all kinds of medical issues. And you don't have to get the water up to boiling. Okay, that's the other thing. A lot of people don't realize that. If you can get the water up to 180 degrees instead of 212 degrees, that will have killed off everything bad in that water. Now, that's not going to purify the water. Like if there's chemicals in that water supply you're getting your water from, no, it's not going to do that. You need something like a Berkey filter, which is basically a carbon filter, which attracts the chemicals to it, and then the water goes through, and that it also kills off the bacteria too, because the filter is so finely meshed, the carbon filter. But if you're in an area where there's uncontaminated water, it might, you know, like let's say have various living organisms in it. All you need to do is boil it on a campfire. That's it. So anyway, a couple of strikes with one of these And just have your camp knife, a good thick piece of steel to just strike it a couple times, and you'll have your you'll have lit your fire that easy. Like I say, this will go. Gosh, just a small thing like this. It's only like $2, and the cotton balls are super cheap too. You're talking like, you know, $5 will make you a fire for a whole year, literally. I'm not exaggerating. So anyway, you don't want to wind up in a football stadium with sex offenders and wackos, you know, drug addicts and all, you know, all kinds of badass people, you know, thieves and stuff like they did to all those people down in Florida. I was like disgusted what I saw, what they did, you know, told people after that hurricane how they had to evacuate them to a football stadium, you know, and have to sleep next to complete strangers. So anyway, that's why I do videos like this, camping outdoors. I've been camping for 60 years, and so I have a little bit of experience. I was camping 25% of my life. I was camping outdoors, literally, 3 months out of every 12. And 60 years later, I thought I could give you some helpful hints on things that will help you. You know, yeah, obviously you want to stock up on food, but don't do things like stocking up on like heavy soups and canned stuff. That stuff is too heavy. You want to like stock up on spaghetti. You know, box of spaghetti will last one person a couple of weeks. And all you have to do is, again, that water you just purified from the stream or creek or lake, you just throw in the spaghetti in there, let it boil for 10 minutes, and you got food on the table. And, you know, not 10 pounds of canned goods. You know, if you're going to get stock up, you want to stock up on your beans, rice, spaghettis, the stuff that's dry. You don't want to be lugging around hundreds of pounds of canned goods. That's not a smart idea, especially if you're backpacking or anything. But okay, hopefully you got a few helpful hints here. Ow, wow, that is hot. A couple strikes, one cotton ball, and got a fire to purify my water. Heat my food up, cook my food, and provide some good warmth. Okay, this is Eagle Eric out in Sonora.